Welcome back to NHL Now. Dan Bylsma introduced as the new head coach of the Seattle Kraken, having coached at the AHL level for the Kraken with the Coachella Valley Firebirds just over the past few years. Let's hear what he had to say meeting with the media today.
On behalf of my family, my wife Mary Beth is in the back of the room joining us today, and my son Brian. We're extremely excited and honored and privileged to be joining the Seattle Kraken organization, but this amazing city as well. We have a great group of leaders. We have a great group of players, and I think they're a group that we can have a lot of success with down the road in building this championship organization. For the team, for the players, it's all about right now and this moment. And you know, I said I'm thankful for the opportunity for the moment to be now, and I think it's with good people and a good organization and with good players. And for me, it was a great fit for this to be the next opportunity for me.
And having played for Dan Bylsma at the NHL level, Rupper, why do you think this might be a good fit for this organization at this time?
Well, they know him. He knows them, being in Coachella, obviously, and having success there. So he knows those young players and knows who's able to make an impact now. And, you know, I just think that from what my experience was, I really enjoyed coming to the rink when Dan was coaching. There was accountability, but he wants his team to play fast, right? And I know that the game has changed in a lot of different ways, but it's probably more to what we were saying before in his coaching wheelhouse. The way he has always coached is just going north quick and coming out of your D-zone coverage cleanly. I mean, these are all things that are really important right now. So I think they need to be unlocked, the Seattle Kraken, as far as see what kind of talent they have with some of these guys, right? You know, you've got some talent in there already, some big-time talent on their way right now, and you got to kind of let these guys go out there and see what they can do.
Absolutely, and he was ahead of his time sort of on how he played or how he coached his teams to play in terms of just get it from our end to the other end as fast as we possibly can. He's allowed for creativity on those teams. Part of that was probably the personnel he had when he had his most success with Crosby and Malkin. Creative offensive weapons like he had, but I think this franchise needs that. I think they need a little bit more excitement offensively. I think he can do that for them.
Yeah, when you look at their biggest needs as they make their decisions going forward into next season, you know, we talked about the high that was last season, which was their first ever playoff experience, and they shocked everyone by taking out Colorado. They came down to earth a bit, had a tough year this year, missed the playoffs, but where do you think they could improve the most? Like, what's their biggest position of need?
This is not even with personnel-wise. I think the biggest thing is who they are, how they want to play. And that goes to kind of what we were saying. I don't know, because we've seen them be a team that for lots of a year ago, one of the highest scoring teams in the league, right? But then we've also seen them at times be a little more structured. I don't know. What are they? Like, what are you expecting them to be when you play against them? I don't know if teams know that. I don't know if they know that. So I think that's culture, that's structure. Those are the things I think that they need first. And then after that, they're going to keep developing talent and adding talent.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago they had a bunch of goals because they had pretty much 4 second lines. That's really what they had, not necessarily an offensive dynamo. Now they have a little bit of that, and Jeremy McCann can score. He can shoot the puck and score. I think you need to add to that. They need goals. Quite frankly, they need to score more goals next year. Joey Decord was a great story. He came on the scene and played fantastic. I think they need, more in that as well with him, and add or get some healthy bodies. Grubauer struggled with some injury, and you know they need certainties at certain positions, like an number 1 center. Maybe that's Matty Beniers. Maybe he gets unlocked, or maybe they just have some more top center depth. Definitely need that goaltending to remain Joey Decord to, you know, improve upon his season, and then maybe add someone as well. They do have a lot of excitement in terms of the young prospect, and Shane Wright is one of them, just because we haven't quite seen him get going yet. And that's, hopefully, that was the first thing I thought of, many people thought of when this hire happened. There's got to be a relationship there. He's done well down there as a player playing for Dan Bylsma. Hopefully he can translate.
Yeah, I mean, we all certainly hope so, right? Like, the ceiling on this guy is sky high if he can live up to that potential. He fell down to, 4th overall a couple years ago after we thought he might go 1st overall. But some guys, like, we've seen it. I mean, Jack Hughes wasn't a showstopper when he first came into the league. A lot of guys take a few years. What is he? We just saw 20 years old or something? Like,
puppy.
maybe this is the year. And if so, I think you're right that Dan Bylsma knows him better than most people usually, or right now at this time. And so he could be the guy that kind of helps get it going.
He's got to play in the NHL. Like, you can't have him in the American League anymore. You know, if you're going to get him developing, and so why not bring the guy who's seen him and knows?
Yes.
And you need every single player, whether you're Brian Boyle or, you know, Connor McDavid, you need a coach to put you in a winning situation, right? Like I needed that. Every single guy, like guys that are limited to guys that are highly skilled. You put me in a chance with a chance to succeed. Everybody needs that. So I think Shane Wright's finally. Maybe that's a tough word to say, because he had to do some work on his own.
Big summer for him.
Yeah, this is going to be his opportunity.
Yeah.
Like if Shane Wright's going to be a player, it's going to start in training camp here. And so he's got that summer and a coach that'll believe in him, put him in the right spots, give him a chance to succeed. But at the end of the day, it's like every other player, it's up to you to come through.
We can't wait to see it when they get back on the ice this fall.